Hi, I'm Debbie Hartner. I'm Elsie Johnson. And we are two sisters, Southern Cooking. Hey y'all, it's Debbie from Two Sisters Southern Cooking. So today Elsie and I are going to be making a Boston cream pie. Now technically a Boston cream pie is not a pie, it is a cake. And it's actually a sponge cake with custard and then you put a chocolate ganache on top. But I've been playing around with the recipe of the sponge cake and I don't like it. So I made up my mind that I was going to try something different, something outside the box, something that's Debbie and Elsie's version of it. So here we go. I'm going to make a butter cake. We're going to put our tried and true custard in between, and then I'm going to make my own personal touch on the chocolate ganache. I personally don't like dark chocolate bitter taste, so I am going to be making it with a milk chocolate and a semi-sweet chocolate and make it into a ganache. It's our version of it. We're tweaking the recipe. We're going to bring that to you, and I hope you enjoy this. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all, so I am going to go ahead and get started on making my vanilla cake. So we're not doing a sponge cake with this Boston cream pie because we've tried it. We've tried different recipes. We've tweaked different recipes, modified, and found that we actually do not like the taste of the sponge cake, no matter which recipe it was. So we are going to go ahead and just create our own version of this. So I need 4 room temperature eggs, and I need 1.5 cups of granulated sugar if you do not have the caster sugar or the fine baking sugar. So we're going to actually cream this on probably about maybe medium for about 7 minutes until it turns from a yellow to a pale, like almost like a cream color. And then we're going to start adding in our other ingredients like our flour. We're going to do it in 3 batches. And we have vanilla, we have the canola oil, and I also have hot milk with melted butter. And I'm going to temper my eggs a little bit with this and put a little bit in there and temper it so it doesn't get all clumpy. And then we can pour the rest of it in there after we bring everything to temperature. So we're gonna go ahead and let this mix up and we will see you guys shortly. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut off my mixer and I'm gonna put in about 1/3 of my flour, my baking powder, and my salt. And I'm gonna start this up slowly. Now you only wanna do this for like just enough to combine it, and then add some more. So it's actually like 5 seconds of mixing here because you don't want to overbeat it because that's what makes your cakes dense. But you want to mix it just enough where it looks like, look at this. So it looks like it's actually, got some chunks in there, but that's okay because what's going to happen is we're going to do something special here. Now, at the very end, I'm going to put my vanilla and my canola oil in. Okay, so now you see here, I think we're mixed up here. I'm going to actually take some of this and put in my hot milk and my butter mixture. I got it all mixed up here. So we can temper this here just a little bit. I'm just going to put a little bit in here and I'm going to whisk it just so we get it. So what I'm doing right now is I am whisking some of my ingredients together with the milk and the butter that is melted and it's very hot. So I'm just tempering it. So if you see right here, it's kind of foamy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this in, and I'm going to start this back up. And we don't want to overbeat this, but we want it to be where it's all well combined. And also, this is delicious, y'all, guys. Wait until I put in the vanilla and the canola oil. Okay. I think we are about, all right. This is going to be kind of like a loose batter. Okay. I'm just going to put my oil in. This is 1 tablespoon, which is 3 teaspoons, by the way, and 3 teaspoons of real vanilla. Just mix it just enough. Okay, I think we are good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out of here. I'm going to go ahead and put it in our cake pans, which I've already sprayed. I am using a 9-inch pan. It calls for an 8, but we're going to use this because I want thinner layers. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I don't have identical pans, so I'm going to go ahead and pour half my batter in here. And then I'm going to pour the other half in my other pan. Now what you need to do is, because this has a tendency to getting air bubbles, tap it on your counter and get your air bubbles to the top. Okay, put the rest of it in here. And then we're going to put it in the oven, 350 degrees, which I heated up about 20 minutes ago. And it's just been waiting for me to put the pans in. And I'm going to cook it, well, bake it actually for 30 minutes. All right. So if you're having any issues with your batter, like having bubbles and stuff like that, just tap it on the counter, and if it doesn't go away, then you need to go ahead and take your spatula through it and kind of like activate them to the surface so they'll pop, because you don't want big old air bubbles inside of your batter. All right, guys, we'll be right back when we bring it out. Hey y'all, so I am making the custard that goes into the Boston cream pie, and it's going to be pretty simple. Going to take a little finessing though, because we have to temper our eggs to make the custard. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my 2 cups of half and half, and while that is starting to warm up, I'm actually going to whisk up my egg yolks. Go ahead and get that mixed together. And while that is warming up still, I'm going to go ahead and pour in my salt and my sugar and get this whisked together here. It's going to be a little thick from the sugar. So I hope you guys have been having a good week. It's been a busy one. This whole month has been busy. I don't know how yours has been, but it's been really busy. And I tell you what, it's never ending for Elsie and I. We're always on the move, always on the go. All right. So we got that mixed together. All right, so I'm going to set that aside, and I'm just going to go ahead and start whisking up our milk. Now, this milk, I'm going to have to fluctuate the temperature with this, because when I temper the eggs in here, and put them back in, I'm gonna have to turn the heat down a little bit because I don't want it to scald and boil. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and add in my 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix this together here. Dough machine just kicked on in there. We're making Hawaiian rolls today, so I'm so excited about that. I love Hawaiian rolls. I tell you what, is the best holiday roll you could have, and we are making them from scratch, so we can't wait to share that with you guys. So I'm just gonna mix this until it's kind of smooth. Get all the little chunks of flour out of it. There we go. Okay. This is gonna thicken it up really well. So we're getting there, we're almost there with the milk. I'm gonna use it half and half. So I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. And it's simmering nicely, so what I'm gonna do is just add a little bit. All right, that's plenty. So go ahead and start whisking this here so I can temper the eggs. You want to do this kind of quickly because you do not want this to start coagulating and then you have scrambled eggs in your mixture. So you want to kind of get it all mixed together. This shouldn't take too long for this. So I did turn down the heat when I was going to temper these eggs. So, ooh, it's thickening up pretty and nice. I might not even have to strain these at all. We'll have to see. Might turn out to be pretty nice here. Okay, so you do this about a minute or two. Make sure you have a nice smooth consistency here, no scrambled eggs allowed. And all right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pour in the rest of my eggs here, and we're going to go ahead and let it continue to cook for a little bit more and get it all combined in here, and then we're going to take it off the heat. And we're going to add in our vanilla and our cold butter. I'm actually going to turn the heat back up a little bit, and we're going to let it cook until we start getting the bubbles that pop in the mixture, and it gets really nice and thick. And that turned out really well. There was no coagulation or anything like that in the egg mixture, so smooth as silk. Let me just make sure I get the rest of this in here and that we don't have anything left over. So going to continue to build the heat on this here. So you want to cook the egg yolks. You do not want them to be raw and then eat them. So you don't want anybody to get sick. Okay guys, I'm back. I have my cold butter. I'm just going to start whisking that in and letting it melt. And I'm going to pour in my vanilla. I'm going to continue to whisk in our butter. Okay guys, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go ahead and get this strained through our strainer so we can put this into the refrigerator. Get rid of all the little chunks if I have any left in here. I really don't think I have that many though. Elsie said she got just a tiny one. So, but this is an important step in order to make sure that your custard or your pudding like consistency here is smooth. And of course we have to let this cool down. You can let this cool, and the least amount of time is 2 hours. The most amount is 24 for the custard. Go ahead and just whisk this in here so we have something here smooth. And I'm going to put a little bit of plastic wrap across the top of it so it doesn't get a skin on it. So we make sure that it's very smooth and it's not like looking all yucky. All right. I think I've gotten out all of the pieces that look like they are needing to be sifted, and I think we are actually good to go ahead and let this be put in the fridge and let it cool down at 2 hours. And by the way, we tested this, it's pretty good. It's delicious. You won't be push it down. And Elsie has a little method to this. She pushes it down so it doesn't get the skin on top. And it is allowed to cool down. Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. Hey, it's Debbie and Elsie. So we are back and we are making the final stage of our chocolate ganache. So this here will go on top of our Boston cream pie. So I put in 3/4 of heavy cream and I put in 3 tablespoons because we're making a little extra chocolate ganache here. So I put in 3 tablespoons of the corn syrup. So that will take the place of the sugar that's needed in it. All right, guys, so we are at a boil now. So I'm gonna take it off the heat here and we're going to actually put our chocolate in here and we're going to whisk it until it is melted, and then we'll pour it over top of our Boston cream pie cake. So this needs to be a loose liquid in order to be pourable.
Right.
If you don't
you
have
need that
it,
right consistency.
If you don't have it where it's loose, then it's going to be very thick and it won't be able to be used. This here's perfect.
Yeah.
That is actually very, very good.
Let me move all this out of the way.
So if you actually want to grab the cake, we can probably get ready to pour this over top of it.
Yep.
And just like a minute or 2 of stirring this, and then we'll get ready to pour this over top. It's gonna set like a nice glaze over top of it.
Oh, where's your, I just took it away.
And we're gonna pour this here.
Oh. Let me get you a spatula just in case.
All right. I'll let you do the honors of smoothing it out. There you go. And you just let it go down the sides and just let it drip on the sides. And of course it's going to, you know, go back into the refrigerator for 3 hours and then it'll be ready to be cut after that. Oh, that looks so good. Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. All right. It's gonna be delicious, y'all. It's pretty too. I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
We're two sisters Southern cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.